They're a really good team. They beat up on SIU pretty good last week. Um, I remember playing them 2 years ago. That was one of the most competitive games since I've been here. And it came down to the wire. So, they're a really good football team. Defense plays very disciplined. They don't beat themselves. So I think it's going to come down to us just being consistent, out disciplining them, and doing our jobs.
What kind of stood out on film from Houston Christian, kind of opposed to what the offense was doing against Nevada? What kind of takeaways from that?
We ran for almost 400 yards. So anytime you do that, that definitely stands out. I think that was spread out between three guys, which was really, really impressive from our backs and from our O-line. I think we also had like 10 guys that got catches too. So, that's SMU football. That's what we were able to do last year where, our offense isn't centered around one or two people alone. We've got a whole arsenal of people that can hurt you.
What's it kind of like seeing that for the first time this year? And like you said, that was kind of the calling card of SMU last year. Now that new team, even though there's tons of returners, what is it like kind of seeing the first time real finishes like that?
Yeah, I think it's just a testament to our culture that we have. There's plenty of guys on our team, skill guys especially on the offense, that could go and be a number one, number two guy at other programs across the country. But it says a lot about the guys that we have, in that we can spread the ball around and egos won't get in the way. So and that goes from the running backs, tight ends, receivers. We've got a really good culture, and I think that's gonna take us into the championship rounds.
What was it like for you to watch what the defense did on Saturday, and particularly the big plays Tank has made?
Yeah, that was awesome. Tank got a touchdown. That was really cool. No, I think that's again, that's also SMU football. You guys saw what they were able to do last year. They were they kept us in every single game that we played last year. Whether we were clicking or if we were stalling, our defense kept us in the game every year, and that just allowed me to kind of reminisce on 2023, and you got to see that again. So that was really cool.
Obviously, different opponent, but did you feel like you guys took a pretty big step forward from the week 0 game to the second game of the season?
I think so. We definitely from an offensive standpoint. Defense was lights out. They, 7 points across 4 quarters is pretty ridiculous. I think we took a big step for sure. We stalled out on the first drive. I missed a couple throws, and then it was bang, bang, bang from there. So, we took a big jump, but I think there's still a lot of room for myself and for us as a unit to improve.
What's the key for a fast start for you guys offensively, and how do you make that happen?
Well, definitely staying ahead of the chains. We can't beat ourselves with penalties, whether pre-snap or post-snap. Making sure that we're clicking with our game plan going into that first drive, and then it's guys making plays. I think you'll see once you get into the end of the half, end of the game, that's really when guys gotta kind of step up and do what RJ Maryland did in the fourth quarter against Nevada, right? But especially when you're coming out in the start, like the first or second drive, we have a good idea of what we're doing going into those first few drives. So it's just, can we repeat what we've done in practice all week and stay consistent?
What is it like sharing the backfield with Rashard? Obviously a veteran guy, but still getting used to starting in that position. What is it kind of off the team so far? What are your communication with him?
Yeah, he's a spark plug, and he's a very smiley, fun guy to be around, which is a lot of fun, like in practice and in games. It's funny because it's like he doesn't take himself too seriously, but he's also the best player on the field every time he's on the field. So that's really cool. And then he's a LJ, Rooster, Zane. When they get in the game, there's no drop off at all. Those guys can go too. But Brashard's really dynamic. He can make those lightning cuts. He can beat you around the corner, but it's also fun to see when he lowers his shoulder and runs through people. So he can do it all.
You lowered your shoulder for a blocker during the game.
Yeah.
Just ready to go for that.
Oh, I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to. You can't do the crackback anymore, but So honestly, I wanted to do that, but that's against the rules, and I probably wouldn't be playing this week if I did that. So.
A lot gets made from the outside about 10 straight power conference games and your guys' recent history with some teams from power conferences. Is that something you guys think about or is talked about, or is it just the next one on the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, really not until someone brings it up. You know, Coach Lashley did have a really cool point to share with us this week that this is, the most anticipated schedule that this school has had in like 5 decades. And when I heard that really put our schedule into perspective and made me appreciate these next games that we have. But once you're in the moment, once the ball is snapped, it's just another team, regardless of who you're playing. So I think you guys have seen these first week 0 and week 1 of college football that anybody can beat anybody. It's a game regardless of who you play. So we definitely don't make out our opponent to be anything bigger than it is or anything smaller than that team is. We're just going to go play.
And kind of with that, Coach talked about it yesterday, but what's it like watching some of your new conference mates play and kind of get a early look at what ACC football's about?
Oh, like the other teams? Yeah, that's let's see. To be honest, I haven't watched too many other games. I watched a little bit of BC and FSU on Monday. The BC is obviously a really good team. They've got a really good quarterback. He's fun to watch. I saw Georgia Tech play FSU, Clemson, Georgia. So I mean, we've got a really really good conference. With a lot of really good teams. I think a lot of really good offenses in particular. So, it'll be fun to have maybe a couple more shootouts than we're used to this year. But at the same time, our defense is going to step up against whoever we play.